Hello everybody, my name is Tyler from Tylerphu Gaming, and I need to ask you, given the fact that we have a charity drive tomorrow raising money for the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention, I have to ask, have you ever felt like nobody was there? Have you ever felt like you've been forgotten in the middle of nowhere? Have you ever felt like you could disappear, like you could fall, and no one would hear? Have you ever had the fear that you were inadequate? Have you felt broken and unwanted? I don't think there's enough questions to ask or resources out there for people who are going through dark times in their head mentally or physically, and there isn't enough. There's simply isn't enough. And I know I've been trying to make this recording. I've been trying to record for the past half hour, and I am trying to not choke the words, or I'm not trying to. I don't want to do injustice to those that have left us. When I was in 7th grade, my math teacher had the morning announcements, and she notified us of a public announcement by the school principal, and she notified us in the spring of 2007 that there was a young girl named Alexis who lost her life to the choking game at the time, and they were providing resources. They were open to provide resources for people who felt that they're in a dark place, that they didn't have words to express the anxiety or the darkness that they felt in their heads. I, as a 12-year-old boy, I didn't know how to process it, but I know that at the end of it, I actually did run out of the classroom because I didn't know better. I didn't know how to express how upset I was. When I was 12, I was very upset with how Alexis didn't talk to me about it. I felt really upset with how the fact that she's gone and I can't see her again, because again, 12-year-old, I actually had a crush on her at the time, but it didn't matter because she died. And as a 12-year-old boy, I didn't know how to accept it. And there's a lot of times to where people are left behind and they simply do not know. Evan Hansen in the play, Dear Evan Hansen, didn't know how to respond to it when Connor Murphy passed away. In 13 Reasons, the community didn't know how to respond to Hannah Baker passing away, and her voice was through her tapes, whether we interpreted it well or not, because at the end of it, people are trying to find meaning to those that have made the choice to take their own life. When I was 12 years old, I didn't know the message or the reason why she did it, but I felt like we could have done better. We as individuals can do better when it comes to the people that are closest to us, and Evan is right. Evan Hansen is definitely right. You're allowed to let those emotions wash away. And there are reasons to believe that you'll be okay. I was fortunate to come across Joanna, come across Monica, and my friends, Ryan, Philip, Derek, Andre, Alec, Jeremy, Darby, Peter, Elizabeth, Mike. I was fortunate to run into so many people in my lives. I was fortunate to run into Chelsea, Rachel, Haley, Kaylee, Jessica, Chris, Carolina. And I can't name off the people enough. There are a lot of people that I've met throughout middle school, high school, college, and after college. April, Chanel, Alec again. I said it already. Gerald, Elijah, Maria, Brandon, Brian. There isn't enough thanks I can give to people who have been in my life as like my anchor. Because enough times when you are at the point of your depression, you don't feel like there's enough anchors to keep you happy, to keep you here, to make you think that it's gonna be okay, that what you're going through is gonna be okay, and it's fine if you don't feel like you are strong enough to stand. We have the ability to reach out to our communities, and sometimes that hand that you reach out with is the heaviest thing that you can give out. But it's okay. It's okay to feel like this, because if you think you're in a dark place, it's completely okay. If you just last long enough, I know that will come running to you. I know that if you last out long enough, they'll take you home, they'll tell you that it's going to be okay, that they may not know what you're going through, they may not know how to speak to you, but you have to be reassured that they will be there. There will be people that will be there for you. Because whether we like it or not, our deepest fears isn't that we're inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There's nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. Because whether we like it or not, we are all meant to shine as children do. It's in that light, that ability to shine in the darkness. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. And as we're liberated from our own fears, our presence automatically liberates others. If you can't have the strength to reach out and tell someone closest to you what you're going through, or the darkness that you're feeling, I know that is tough, but if you have the strength, at the very least, do it for yourself. Because I know I went through depression, and I know I went through a dark time, and there isn't enough ways to bring it up, but my experience has told me that the best way to conquer your own darkness and conquer your own fears is to be the kind of hero that you want to be saved by. You are your first and foremost hero. You can save yourself sometimes. I know that it's cliche to say and it's hard to do, but if you can't do it alone, you do not have to do it alone. There's people around you that you can reach out. You just have to reach out your hand, and it'll be okay. I know the feeling of being alone is pretty often, and there's no good remedy behind it. We can play our funnest games. We can listen to the best songs. We can walk the best of walks, or be with the best of people. But the loneliness will always come back here and there. Don't let it conquer you. And it's easy for you to say you have people to reach. You have a lot of people that you know, and there is no excuse. And for me personally, it's been hard. It's been really hard to reach out to people, whether you see it from me or not. Monica, Joanna, the people that'll come on the stream, I'm really excited to have them on the stream, because it was actually a lot harder than you think. Just to think about the idea of like, hey, can you come to my stream and help me out, raise money? It's a lot harder than you think. People think it's so easy. But for me, for Tylerphu, it was hard to speak up sometimes, because you're going to think that people, if you're asking someone to spend their time on you, it's hard because you think that you're going to be in their way. You think that if you're stealing time from them, like it's something that they could have done better. It's something, you think a lot of things, and it's okay to feel this anxiety of, am I taking too much time away from them? Am I asking the wrong person? Should I have asked them? And then if they say no, then you're gonna feel like, I wish I didn't speak to them. I wish I didn't ask them. It was hard. It's hard to speak to people, but it's okay. It's okay to have that anxiety, and I know it's tough sometimes. I know it's tough to say, hey, you have it easy. You have these people to be around you. You have these people to talk to. It's not. The amount of people that you're capable of talking to comes from every step you take. If you wake up in the morning and you reach out, then it's okay. It's enough. Believing it's going to be okay is enough. And at the very least, I've been rambling a lot longer than I should have. This should have been a 10-minute video, but I'll see you guys tomorrow for the charity live stream. And dear depression, dear suicide, dear anxiety, you suck. You will be conquered. And dear Tylerphu, today is going to be a good day, because you're you, and that's enough.